I picked up a handsome guy with amnesia off the street and told him I was his girlfriend. The handsome guy believed me and pressed me against the wall, asking which way I usually tilted my head when we kissed. After living together for a month, a group of men in black stormed into my house. "Boss, we finally found you. This is..." He frowned. "What are you all standing around for?" "This is my wife." I swear, I didn't really mean to trick anyone. I had a bit too much to drink with friends, saw a handsome guy on the street, and without thinking, went up to him. "Who are you?" he asked. "Your girlfriend," I winked. Unexpectedly, the handsome guy had amnesia and obediently followed me, his self-proclaimed girlfriend, home. As soon as we walked in, he pressed down the hand I was reaching for the light switch with. "I'm sorry, I have amnesia. Could you tell me which way we should tilt our heads when we kiss?" His breath, so close, sobered me up considerably. Adhering to the noble principle of not taking advantage of someone's situation, I pushed him away. "I'm dizzy from drinking too much, let's skip the kiss tonight." The next second, he carried me into the bathroom. Just as he was about to unbutton my clothes, I stopped him. "I'll do it myself. Be careful, don't slip." Before closing the door, he looked at me worriedly. Oh my God, this handsome guy is pretty adaptable. He just found out I'm his girlfriend and already wants to help me bathe. Good thing I didn't say I was his wife, otherwise the consequences would be unimaginable. After showering and coming out, the handsome guy was standing at the door with a hairdryer, which startled me. "Dry your hair before bed, or you'll catch a cold." I reached for it, but he pushed me back into the bathroom. "I'll help you." The handsome guy expertly handled my hair, keeping the hairdryer at the perfect distance, even better than the stylists at the salon. The steam in the bathroom slowly dissipated, revealing the handsome guy in the mirror with a serious expression. Soon, my hair was fluffy and dry. "By the way, what's my name?" After turning off the hairdryer, the handsome guy asked me. This stumped me. I turned around and felt his jacket pocket, pulling out a wallet from the inside. Upon opening it, the ID card was clearly written. "Your name is Lucas." As I said it, I felt like my facial muscles were overly familiar with this strange name, as if I had often mumbled it before. Could this be fate? "Lucas," he slowly repeated his name, then locked his gaze on me. "What's your name?" "My name is Bella, you can also call me baby." I wonder what it would be like to hear that slightly magnetic voice call me baby. Baby. He tucked my hair behind my ear, then cupped my head and kissed me. Soft and tingly. Such a practiced move, I wonder how many girlfriends he's had to be able to break through my defenses so quickly. My hand rested on his chest. He sensed my slight resistance and released me. "What's wrong, baby?" he asked. "I want to sleep, I'm really tired." "Okay, you go to sleep first, I'm going to take a shower." I hadn't even left the bathroom when he had already taken off his shirt, his lean torso reflected in the mirror. What an incredibly fine back, lean but not scrawny, with perfectly toned muscles. He suddenly turned around and found me staring at him. "Want to take another shower together?" he asked very seriously. "No thanks." I closed the door and scurried to the bedroom. This voice, this physique, these kissing skills, you probably couldn't afford to keep him for less than $20,000 a month. Speaking of which, will I get in trouble for tricking him like this? How many years do you get for fraud? I searched on my phone for a long time but couldn't find a clear answer. Hearing the water in the bathroom stop, I flopped onto the bed and pretended to be asleep. Lucas came in, and then the other side of the bed sagged. I opened my eyes, looking in terror at the man lying beside me. "There's only one room in the house, so we should be sleeping together, right?" he asked me. I don't know what came over me, but I actually nodded. "Good night, baby." He reached up and turned off the bedside lamp. The bedroom plunged into darkness. With a drop-dead gorgeous guy lying next to me, there's no way I can sleep. I was tossing and turning in bed, ever so carefully. "Can't sleep?" Lucas hugged me from behind. Through my thin spaghetti-strap nightgown, I could feel his heart pounding violently against my back. I was speechless, unable to utter a single word. I hear exercise helps with sleep, how about? He covered my hand. I was so scared I didn't dare to breathe. We go downstairs for a run? He asked. Hearing him ask that, I almost choked on my own saliva. Let's not bother this late at night, just sleep. Okay. He didn't let go, continuing to hold me, and then his breathing gradually evened out. He fell asleep just like that. But now I'm in a state where I can't sleep and can't move, and my heart is about to jump out of my throat. No, tomorrow I absolutely have to make things clear to him, take him to the police station, let his family take him for proper treatment, and hopefully, he'll recover his memory soon. When I woke up, I was still groggy and had even forgotten about the handsome guy I picked up from the street. So, seeing Lucas in the kitchen gave me a shock. You're up? Go wash your face and brush your teeth, breakfast will be ready soon. He was wearing my frilly apron and smiled at me. Help, he's got major husband material vibes. What if I can't bring myself to tell him the truth? No. I'm a good person, I can't take advantage of someone's vulnerability. I nearly squeezed my own hand raw before I slowly started to speak. Actually, I'm not your girlfriend. As soon as the words left my mouth, the spatula in Lucas's hand clattered to the floor. Are you saying you don't want me anymore because I have amnesia? He asked, looking pitiful. No, I really don't know you. Hey, don't cry. He's a grown man, but the tears were streaming down his face like a string of pearls. I already have amnesia, and now I don't even have a home. He sobbed, his eyes and the tip of his nose turning red. I'm begging you, please stop crying, I pleaded. He wasn't wailing loudly, it was more like a beauty shedding tears in a historical drama. Who could resist that? Okay, I'm your girlfriend. Don't cry anymore, okay? Be good. I hugged him and patted his back. He immediately stopped sobbing, so quickly it was as if he had been acting just now. I have to say, Lucas's breakfast perfectly suited my taste. Even the fried eggs were cooked to just the right degree. They say people with amnesia don't forget learned skills. Could this handsome guy have been a chef before? What else do you remember? I asked. Only some fragments. I think I was fired from my company, got hit by a car when I went out, and then I was standing on the street when you took me home. So pitiful, except for being taken home by me. That's it? He nodded. Maybe we should call the police, I picked up my phone. You should know something, right, baby? He took my hand. Well, actually, we weren't very close before. Adults have their own space, we only dated, didn't talk about other things, I forced a smile. Then let's go to the police station and ask, he sighed. At the entrance of the police station, we ran into my old classmate, Nick Lynn. Well, Bella, is this your boyfriend? He's so tall, hey, really handsome. Hello, Lucas greeted Nick enthusiastically with a wave. I pulled Nick aside. It's a bit complicated. This handsome guy, I found him on the street. He has amnesia and thinks I'm his girlfriend. That is indeed quite complicated. Stop grumbling, help me check him out, I handed him Lucas's ID. Alright, I'll take you two inside to sit. 5 minutes later, Nick waved me over. Well, how should I put this? Your amnesiac boyfriend situation is quite special, Nick rubbed his forehead. He's not a murderer, is he? I gasped. Not that, it's just that all his relatives are abroad, completely unreachable. He's a grown man, missing and with amnesia, and no one's looking for him? Nick shrugged. Can you find any information about his work or the car accident? Currently unemployed, no record of a car accident. Medical records show amnesia caused by a fall and head injury. Do you have his home address? Nick shook his head. Then what do we do? Look, our station is about to be evaluated by the province. If there are unresolved cases, the impact will be huge, Nick hesitated. What are you trying to say? I asked. What I mean is, you take him back to your place for a few days. As soon as our evaluation is over, I'll immediately help you find his family. Even if it's to the ends of the earth, I'll pay out of my own pocket to find them for you. That's not really appropriate, officer. Our one-bedroom apartment seems a bit crowded for 2 people. You're a citizen, right? I nodded. Isn't cooperating with the police a citizen's duty? I nodded again. Right? And we're old classmates. It wouldn't be right if you didn't help me with this. Are you sure he's not some murderer on the run? I confirmed. No criminal record, clean as a whistle. Besides, having such a handsome guy at home is easy on the eyes, right? I looked back at Lucas. He was indeed easy on the eyes. So, I took Lucas home. Babe, why aren't there any pictures of us together on my phone? Oh, you don't like taking pictures, I lied. Suddenly, Lucas pulled me into his arms, click. With that sound from the phone, my mind cleared up a bit. His phone must have contacts or something. A phone call should solve it, right? Using the excuse of looking at the photo, I eagerly tapped on his contact list. It was, surprisingly, empty. What kind of person is this? The initial excitement of picking up a handsome guy turned directly into fright. Could this be the legendary inviting a wolf into the house? What are you looking at? He asked. Oh, how come your phone doesn't even have my contact information? I don't know, he shook his head innocently. Don't you even have your parents' or friends' phone numbers? I pressed. Lucas paused, then asked, Are you trying to send me away? No, I just think something this big happened to you, your family should know. My phone broke before, and after it was repaired, everything was gone. Besides, it's been so long and no one has contacted me, maybe no one else cares about me. Quite pitiful. My heart softened, and I stood on tiptoe to hug him. That hug seemed to flip Lucas's love memory switch. He wrapped his arms around my waist and nuzzled my neck. How did we usually date? Baby, can you teach me? Just be normal, I blushed and took a step back. So, can I kiss you now? He asked. Why? Do you need a reason to kiss? I guess not. He kissed my lips, and we both tumbled onto the sofa backrest and fell over. He lifted his head and looked at me. Our frequency, how often? We haven't done it yet. I blurted out. His Adam's apple bobbed, and then he got off me. Sorry, did I scare you? No, I patted his back. Because I don't remember many things, so if I do something wrong, or if there's anything that makes you uncomfortable, you have to tell me anytime, okay? I nodded. Lucas really is a very special person. He knows what I'm thinking before I even open my mouth. The moment I sit up from the sofa, a glass of water is handed to me. I raise my hand to rub my sore neck, and the next second he starts a massage. I'm really starting to wonder if he's my perfect partner sent from heaven, or some deity who accidentally fell to earth to save me. After spending the weekend at home, Lucas went out with me on Monday, saying he would look for a job after dropping me off at work. But he's really amazing, he actually managed to find a job on his first day, and at a law firm no less. You're actually a lawyer. I don't remember clearly, I just had a strange sense of familiarity when I passed by the law firm, so I went in for an interview. Let's go. I linked my arm with his. Where to? To buy you a suitable suit, to match your status as a top lawyer. I took him to a mall I usually only window shopped at, and immediately spotted a dark coffee-colored suit. It looked incredibly handsome on Lucas. So handsome, this is the one. I adjusted his collar. Lucas glanced at the price tag and immediately decided not to buy it. You can pay me back when you get your salary, I whispered in his ear, standing on tiptoe. Then, I generously spent half a month's salary to buy him this outfit. My best friend's first reaction upon hearing this was that I was a huge idiot and a total sucker. Isn't this guy a con artist? Being so handsome and a con artist would be such a waste. I showed her a photo. Or maybe he's a pretty boy, pretending to have amnesia after being dumped by a rich woman, and you picked him up to support him. He found a job, I retorted. Have you confirmed it at his workplace? That's true, I actually haven't. At noon, I followed the GPS to Lucas's law firm and waited for him at the front desk. What are you doing here? He jogged out. Came to bring you a loving lunch. I thought I saw a hint of panic in Lucas's eyes, but the feeling quickly vanished. A few interns walked over, respectfully calling Lucas Lucas, Lucas. I didn't expect you to gain so much prestige after only being here a week, I said in amazement, looking at the interns' backs. The air isn't good here, let's go downstairs. What? Are you keeping a mistress here and afraid I'll find out? I asked jokingly. Alright, then let's go to my office and see if there's a mistress. Lucas put his hand on my shoulder and guided me all the way into his office. I was actually very scared that he really did have a girlfriend who was just temporarily out of touch for some reason. One day, she would suddenly appear and expose my lies. Well? No hidden beauty, right? Lucas's voice pulled me out of my thoughts. I playfully went behind his desk and squatted down to see if anyone was hiding underneath. You have to trust me, Lucas squatted down beside me. Perhaps because we were so close, I leaned in and kissed him as if drawn by a magnet. Lucas placed his hand on the back of my head and deepened the kiss. Lucas. Someone knocked on his open office door. Hearing someone approach, I frantically tried to break free from his embrace. Lucas, confidently knowing we were completely hidden by the desk, had no intention of letting me go. Strange, he was just here. Where did he go? Hearing the footsteps recede, Lucas finally released me, a mischievous smile on his face. So, sneaking around is this much fun? No criminal record and a smooth entry into his job greatly increased Lucas's safety factor in my mind. Soon, he became familiar with everything in my home, as if he had actually lived here before. His adaptability is so strong, no wonder his work is going so smoothly too. I really struck gold, this man, Bella, is determined to have him. Before I could even come up with a plan, Lucas was already downstairs at my company to pick me up from work. What do you want to eat? He asked me. Just then, a couple deeply in love walked by. Baby, what do you want to eat tonight? I'm not hungry, let's go get strawberry pudding. I swallowed hard, betraying my own heart. I want strawberry pudding, I blinked. Tell the truth, Lucas saw through my lie instantly. Skewers, lamb, lamb tripe, lamb kidney. Do you also want a pitcher of draft beer? How did you know? Secret. Perhaps Lucas really is my destined other half. Pouring drinks, peeling garlic, wiping my mouth, handing me skewers, he practically fed me himself. It's been a long time since I've seen you eat with such gusto. A long time? We've known each other for less than a month. He must be getting into the boyfriend persona I created for him. He's quite the method actor, even with amnesia. On the way home that night, passing by a convenience store, I sent Lucas off and rushed in, grabbing every kind of mouthwash and breath freshener off the shelves. Just in case he suddenly felt like kissing again today, I didn't want him to remember a beer and garlic-flavored kiss forever. What did you buy? Nothing. I clutched the bag, but fumbled, and the box fell out. Lucas picked it up and read, Endurance Set, Extra Large. Help me, I was in such a hurry at checkout, I accidentally put the family planning products in there too. You bought so many, are we using them all tonight? Lucas's Adam's apple bobbed. If I said I just wanted to play with balloons, would you believe me? Lucas actually believed me. The next day, when I got home from work, the house was filled with balloons. You're back, quick, wash your hands and eat. What's the occasion today? Lucas wiped his hands and picked up a thick envelope from the table, handing it to me. This is my salary for this month. Is your law firm's way of paying salaries this primitive? I withdrew it specially, so it feels more substantial. I weighed it in my hand, it did feel quite substantial. It's not all $1 bills, is it? I opened the envelope, a sea of red. He earns so much money. Did I pick up an ATM machine and bring it home? I take back my childish words about needing $20,000 to keep him. I was blind. Spent $100 on balloons, and another $300 on groceries. This is the rest of the money. Lucas fumbled in his pocket. There's another $100 here. I want to keep it on me for emergencies. I have a salary too. We're not married. It's not right for you to give me money. I tried to stuff the money back. Then consider it payment for the clothes I bought you, and rent for staying here. But this is way too much. It makes me feel like a real scammer. If you think it's not enough, I can also pay with my body. Well, if you put it that way, it's indeed not enough. I knew it. Lucas smiled and brought out a plate of steak. Hurry up and eat. Paying with his body, so this is the body he meant. Bella, what are you thinking? Do you think a top lawyer like Lucas is as improper as you? Eat more, eat well so we can get down to business. I looked up and met Lucas's smiling eyes. Well, he's indeed just as improper as me. I never would have imagined that the sensible and obedient Lucas would one day throw a tantrum because I had to attend a class reunion and couldn't accompany him. Can you really not take me? He swayed my hand. It's a class reunion, no one brings their partners. Are all your classmates as handsome as that policeman from the other day? You think Nick is handsome too, right? He was our school's heartthrob. Can we not go? No, I can ask him if he can help you find your family. You are my family. Be good, okay? Wait for me at home. I patted his head and strode off. At the class reunion, Nick barely came within 2 meters of me. Why is this guy avoiding me? Finally, I ambushed him from behind. Nick, is the evaluation over? Nick jumped, cleared his throat, and said, a few more days. A few days? That's not up to me. Hey, Nick. Come, let's drink, let's drink. Great, he's gone again. The reason I'm so anxious isn't that I want to push Lucas away. I just feel that he has his own life and should get back on his own track. If he doesn't mind the lies I told after regaining his memory, we can still be together. After the class reunion, a motorcycle pulled up in front of me. Lucas handed me a helmet. Get on. So cool. Where did you get the motorcycle? I asked. Passed by a dealership, thought it looked cool, so I rented it for the night. It really is cool. I put on the helmet and sat on the back. Lucas took my hands and wrapped them around his waist. It wasn't until the engine roared to life that I realized a serious problem. Are you sure you have a motorcycle license? I asked, leaning close to her ear. Probably, he shouted. Probably? My hand trembled. Don't be afraid, I'll ride slowly. Once I got used to it, Lucas sped up. The summer night breeze carried the cool scent of the seaside. I held on to Lucas's waist as we sped along the coastal highway. This scene felt somewhat familiar, like a movie I'd seen. The next day, Lucas was scribbling on my tablet. I leaned over to look and saw it was a Q version drawing of him and me. You can actually draw? Maybe I learned before. This is too cute. A motorcycle with 2 people riding on it, with the sea and streetlights in the background. Do you know any other drawing styles? Which kind? The kind that can perfectly showcase your physique. Although I can't draw it, you can look directly. Saying that, Lucas lifted his hand and took off his shirt. Here I come. I said look, I didn't say touch. Why are you being so coy? Just a little. I pressed his protruding abs. Why are they a little soft? You haven't worked out since you came to my place, have you? I asked. I do sit-ups occasionally, Lucas said, a little embarrassed. Downstairs, let's get you a gym membership. I threw his shirt over his head. Then you have to train with me. Okay. Unexpectedly, I originally just wanted to observe, but ended up becoming Coach Lou's one-on-one student. Lucas's skill points are almost maxed out, and every point hits me just right. A lawyer who cooks well, works out, rides a cool motorcycle, and can draw, he's practically tailor-made according to my ideal husband. Lucas, who exactly are you? Our ordinary cohabiting life ended on what should have been an uneventful morning. As soon as the door opened, a group of people rushed in and bowed deeply to Lucas. Boss, we finally found you. Everyone, get up. Lucas stood up. The group noticed me, who had opened the door. What are you all standing there for? Call her, boss's wife. Boss's wife. I was startled and retreated step by step. You've regained your memory? After Lucas gave me an affirmative answer, I ran into the bedroom and locked the door. Help, my phone is still outside. How am I supposed to call the police? What's wrong? Lucas knocked on the door. I did lie to you, but I also took you in for a while. Can you please not kill me? I pleaded through the door panel. Open the door, I won't kill you. When Lucas spoke, I actually opened the door. As a boss, you must have many women, right? I didn't mean to provoke you. But the memories I've recovered tell me, I seem to only have you. Lucas walked in step by step, cornering me against the wall. I had no way to retreat, firmly imprisoned by him in one deep kiss after another. Your underlings are still outside, I pushed him, gasping for extra oxygen in the small space. I've already sent them away. Who on earth are you? I'm your man. I had never seen anyone interpret dominance and gentleness so vividly. His possessiveness was almost frantic, yet he was carefully afraid of hurting me. He advanced his offensive, bit by bit, inch by inch, conquering territory wherever he went. And I had completely fallen. When I was little, I did have a wish. After watching gangster movies, I pestered everyone, saying I wanted to be the boss's woman. Is this a wish come true? What are you thinking about? He kissed my earlobe. I really didn't mean to lie to you, I swallowed. We're already like this, and you're still hung up on that? Or are you dissatisfied with me and want to go pick someone else up off the street? Lucas's eyes darkened. No, So you're satisfied then? I was speechless for a moment. If you're satisfied, then stay with me from now on. You haven't done anything illegal, have you? Didn't you check my criminal record at the police station? Did I have one? I shook my head. But even if there was, no one would know. Because, the people who knew are no longer around. I'm really going to die of fright. You know, before today, he was just an amnesiac pretty boy who would cry and make a fuss. I really did invite a wolf into my house, and even shared a bed with the wolf. Help me, I've become the big bad wolf's wife. Seeing the terror in my eyes, Lucas suddenly laughed. Little fool, just kidding. But his eyes just now really didn't look like he was kidding. Lucas got up and put on his clothes with his back to me. Since you've regained your memory, don't you have to go back and manage your underlings? I asked. Are you trying to get rid of me again? He turned around, arms propped on the bed, looking down at me. No, absolutely not, I shook my head vigorously. He grabbed my ankle and pulled hard, sliding me to the edge of the bed, once again his prey. It seems you're still not satisfied with me. I don't mind trying harder to please you again. You just got dressed, it wouldn't be too much trouble, would it? No trouble, those things you bought before were a waste to just play with as balloons. The gap between the amnesiac crybaby and the Mafia Boss was so huge, it felt like I seamlessly transitioned between two relationships. In the first one, everything seemed to be under my control, while the current one is already close to being out of control. I've imagined countless ways to die, being abandoned by the boss and having my body dumped, being kidnapped and killed by enemies, or being brought to justice by the police. I just picked up a handsome guy on the street, so you really can't be too greedy in life. You're distracted, he punished me by biting my lip. Lucas seemed to be a master anatomist who had thoroughly understood human muscles and bones, even perfectly avoiding my ticklish spots. It's all my fault for being blinded by lust, I brought this upon myself. But you only live once, it's over before you know it. Enjoy the moment, let's die a romantic death, and be a dashing ghost. After figuring things out, I flipped over and took control. Lucas, you better think carefully. I'm very capable too. If you dare betray me in the future, you and your underlings will all be finished. I'll take responsibility for you. I feel like I don't have much presence. How do they do it in the movies? While I was stunned, Lucas regained control of the situation. Not ready yet and you want to be the driver? Just sit tight in the passenger seat, remember to buckle up. The pressure is so intense, it reminds me of that movie. That's right, 365 days. The cute little puppy I picked up from the streets suddenly turned into a wolf, making me feel a bit lost even in my own home. Finally, after I bumped my head on the range hood, Lucas walked over. If you want to know anything, you can just ask me directly. What did you do before? I asked. Also a lawyer, but often abroad. Do lawyers need underlings? Some cases are trickier, so we need some extra hands. Won't that be illegal? I'm a lawyer, how could I break the law? Indeed, he's a lawyer. He understands every loophole in the law and can easily walk the line. Terrifying, too terrifying. Playing mind games is 10,000 times more terrifying than pure gangster fights. Bella, he's going to play you to death. You're scared, Lucas grabbed my hand. Weren't you afraid I was a bad person when you tricked me into coming home with you? I thought the crackdown on organized crime had already. I told you, I don't break the law. I just use some methods when gathering evidence, all reasonable and legal. Really? I swallowed. His gaze is terrifying. You have to trust me. Sounds familiar. It seems like he said the same thing that day behind his office desk, and then things got a little out of control. Hungry? I'll make something simple for you to eat. Lucas was holding a kitchen knife. Having regained his big brother memory, he was no longer wearing that frilly apron. The combination of a suit and a kitchen knife really made him look like a refined scoundrel. I still need to contact Nick. If I really die heroically in a gang fight someday, I'll at least need someone capable to help me with my funeral arrangements. While Lucas was seriously chopping vegetables, I retreated behind the living room wall, observing him on one hand, and dialing Nick's number on the other. Nick, is your evaluation over yet? I asked. Before Nick could reply, my phone was already in Lucas's hand. Can he teleport? Officer Lynn, this is Lucas. Yes, I've regained my memory, so I won't be taking up the police station's resources anymore. Okay, thank you. Let's have dinner together sometime. Emicham, goodbye. Lucas hung up the phone, his smile instantly vanishing. Bella, this is the third time you've tried to send me away. I just want you to know, I won't drag anyone down. Since I chose to fall in love with you, I won't let you be in danger. Can you trust me? Under his barrage of words, I nodded. Very good. At the dinner table, I hesitated for a long time before finally asking my question. Let me first declare, I really don't mean to drive you away. I just want to know what about your previous career? I don't want any of it anymore, I want to settle down. Huh? Then how much money will you lose? When you picked me up and brought me home, it wasn't because of money, was it? How could it be? I was even thinking of keeping you as a kept man back then. Kept man? Lucas raised an eyebrow, clearly finding the term unfitting for his image as a mafia boss. Just as he was about to speak, a call from the law firm summoned him away. During dinner, Lucas was completely silent. I decided to go to the law firm and wait for him to get off work. Turns out Lucas was in a meeting, so I sat in his office chair waiting for him to come back. The files on his desk were piled messily, with a few papers sticking out haphazardly from a drawer. My OCD kicked in, so I pulled out those pages and straightened them up. Then, in the drawer, I found 2 small red booklets. Marriage certificates? Lucas is married? I opened them and found that the certificate holders were actually him and me, and the registration date was 3 years ago. Underneath the marriage certificates was a thick diary, more than half filled. This diary will record the days when Bella and I fought against the illness together. Although the doctor said there is no cure, I believe there will be a miracle. I believe in Bella, she will definitely remember me. She forgot me again, this is the 11th time. Should I let her go, and let myself go too? 13th time, I let her be the gangster's woman. She was really scared, but actually quite happy. I hope she can remember me smoothly this time. This time I decided to pretend to have amnesia and let her take me home directly. Maybe living together will help her remember me faster. However, I'll have to ask her policeman friend for help again this time. In an instant, everything exploded in my mind. We met on the street, I got drunk and threw up all over him. He didn't get angry, instead, he took me home and took care of me for a night. Later, this city is only so big, we often met. Then we fell in love, got married. I even told him that when I was little, I dreamed of being a gangster's woman. He said he would definitely help me realize this wish. So, he wasn't the one with amnesia, it was me. Lucas pushed the door open and saw me holding his diary, rushing over immediately. Seeing his panicked look, my tears finally broke free. Have you been acting with me many times? I looked up and asked him. Not many, he smiled and patted my head. How could I not remember you? It's good that you remember now. Will I forget again? I don't think so this time. At night, I lay with my eyes open, staring at the ceiling. Lucas finished his shower and walked into the bedroom. Why aren't you asleep yet? I'm afraid I'll wake up and forget you again. You won't, sleep. He planted a kiss on my forehead and then wrapped me in his arms. Lucas's embrace had a magical quality. I fell into a deep sleep. Another wonderful Friday, got off work early. I met up with friends, had some drinks, and went home alone. There was a handsome guy on the street, staring blankly at me. I walked over, took out my phone, wanting to add him on WhatsApp. You are? He asked. Your future girlfriend. Want to come home with me? I took the initiative. He nodded. Such an obedient handsome guy, watch how I win him over in 3 days. Epilogue. My wife has a strange illness, part of her memory is stuck before we met. She remembers her work, her friends, her family, everything, except me. I will never forget that morning, when she, terrified, questioned why I was in her house. She hurt herself, and I carried her, struggling powerlessly, to the hospital. The doctor said there is no cure for this illness, we have to go along with the patient. Excessive fright and stimulation will worsen the condition, only making things worse. It's hard for me to connect this terrified woman looking at me with the Bella who hit on me when she was drunk. That day, I had just finished a client's case and was standing on the street waiting for a taxi. Bella just stumbled into my field of vision like that. Do we know each other? She looked at me with a smile. You are, I was trying to recall, but I didn't know who she was. I'm your future girlfriend, want to exchange contact information? Before I could refuse, she threw up all over me. And that's how we met. Slowly, we became family, sharing a household registration book. On the way home, she held the marriage certificate and studied it for a long time. When I was little, I wanted to be a gangster's woman. It seems this wish will never come true in this lifetime. Then how about I hire a bunch of underlings to call you boss's wife? That's so embarrassing. But this is your wish, how is it embarrassing? Half a year later, we had our own child. But the child was very unhealthy and left us after less than 3 months in her womb. Not long after that, she got sick. For 3 years, her friends and family cooperated with me, repeating it over and over again. We have a group chat, recording every timeline, reminding everyone what to say to her at what time, and recording which path would allow her to recover her memory the fastest. I actually thought about whether to let her go, divorce her, let her meet new people, and start a complete life. But even after losing her memory, she always manages to find me on the street, hit on me, fall in love, lose her memory, and then hit on me again. I think, one day she will be fine. We will have a child, or two. She won't forget me again, this amateur actor willing to act with her for a lifetime.